stream. And welcome in, Ray. Welcome. Hope we're all having a good Friday today, and if anyone else celebrates Midsummer, I hope you have a good Midsummer. I'm quite low energy today. You might tell from my voice, but we're gonna have a good cozy time. Gonna get some reference stuff done for Artfight, because I still have quite a lot to do left. Well, if it isn't Debbie. Yeah. I've been doing this in the background since last week, and now I only have the side profile left. Yay. Welcome in, Ray. Take it easy. It sounds like you're rough, to say the least. Yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna make the best of it. Hey. Hello, fanboys. Welcome in. Is this your character or not? The character we're drawing here is my character, yes. Hello, Ajax. Welcome in. Welcome. So yeah, I finished most of Devian's reference stuff already, but we got a little left to do, and I made some preparations so that we can start Ivan's references right after we're done with them. How are you? I've been better, but thank you for asking. Yeah. Struggling lately to remember the bug OC I was working on. Still working on it. They've been giving me hell. Oh. I hope you figure it out soon, and that it like the slope of difficulty starts evening out soon. Hello, just ones and zeros. Welcome in. What team are you on, by the way? I'm on Tragedy. I'm also on Tragedy. Oh yeah, I didn't really. I forgot. I can actually just put this on. I was gonna post this once I. Dang it! I don't have it, and I've been having too many things open for the thing. I made a new profile picture for Team Tragedy. It fits the theme if nothing else. I was trying to see when on Artfight saw other people's art and immediately redid my character sheets. Aw, I've been there too. Oh, I didn't even surprise. I was thinking you'd be part of comedy or mystery, actually. I was having a really hard time deciding. I was stuck between mystery or tragedy. Honestly, it kind of came down to that I knew I wanted to do a profile pic like this. And I'm gonna be so real, the mystery kind of cloak and mask didn't really, like, the visual didn't really appeal to me. But as we all know here by now, I have a weakness for gestures, for gesture, like, imagery, and so once I saw the mascot character for Tragedy, it was over. There was no question left. But I was before I saw the representing characters in the trailer, I was having trouble deciding between tragedy and mystery. Cute, thank you. I like it a lot. I'm happy with how it turned out. Oh yeah, the sneak peek at Ivan's one. I put in here the stuff I have ready, and then we'll do the rest when we get to him. You mean their emo arc? It's more like a return, I suppose. I struggle with choosing a team because they're all so good. Yeah, I love the card, like the profile card aesthetic for the comedy team one. Oh, the temptation to make double cards even for the wrong team just because I really like the comedy line. Part of mystery. You know what's funny? All the bookmarked OC are part of mystery. Therefore, I'm committing this again. That happened to me too. Like half the OCs I bookmarked were ended up also being tragedy. So, I guess that's kind of the thing with picking teams. Like you're gonna like characters that fit the kind of aesthetic that you like a lot of the time, right? And then you'll pick a team that fits your aesthetic also, but the chance of the people who made the OCs that you like the aesthetic of also liking that same aesthetic and so being on the same team is quite a big chance. So Team comedy because I'm just a silly Billy. So drawing my OCs as clowns is fun. Heck yeah! Just saw tragedy and decided how funny. Oh. I think comedy fits well with my pirate clown, but I don't want to be cliche. Tragedy fits well with my OC's lore because they're mostly sad and bittersweet. Do you redraw your character and make them better? Like, do I redesign them every once in a while? If that's what you meant, then yes. I also do, like, redraw, even if we just have a look at these, like, these are all, most of these are from different times, honestly. The ones at the very right over here, these are from 2020. This one's 2023. These as well. And this one was a doodle that I redrew and colored last week for this reference. It's kind of a mixed bag, but I don't tend to reuse, like, there are references of them that are older than 2020. But I don't use those anymore because they have been redesigned and updated and stuff since then, so they are no longer accurate. It is funny though, this like, even if most of the drawings here I've redrawn recently, the doodles that some of them came from are really old, and it's kind of fun to think back on. So many people on comedy, yeah. Feels mystery because of my attacks. They're always surprised and no one expects when I do people's OCs. Yeah. I like the idea of mystery, but then the aesthetic that they seem to have assigned to the team mystery seemed more like a horror kind of spin on it, and that wasn't really my cup of tea. Give you an example, I drew biblically accurate worm putting beams that flushify people as an attack. Wow. That does sound intense. I would not have thought of that. Slowly name movies to MRFogoC. Plus done, just need to animate the pause. Some expressions, finish the side angle profile. Sounds like you're making progress though. Have you seen Netflix first kill in the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Nah, I've seen neither of those. I've seen the first Super Mario movie, but not the new one. Also, welcome in. Welcome. Excuse me? Almost chill surprise attack. It was an orange shapeshifter prancing around a dandelion field. Oh. I'll watch the backrooms. This stuff's scary, no joke. They're making is that what you meant? Like the movie that's coming out? I don't know how progress on that is coming along. I've seen Kane Pixels take on the backrooms, like the YouTube series. I thought that was good. I enjoy horror, but only if it's like under specific circumstances. It is scary. Yeah. First Kill's a Netflix series, right? I've never heard of it, so I have no idea. Did I draw the arms for, hold on. For Nemu and Kim's side profiles? I did for Kim's. Yes, I did. Okay. We will do that for Deviant as well then. The movie that's already out and it's made by Mr. Backrooms, is that? I can't tell if you're joking or not. Is that a real thing? If we were to make an Artfight RPG game, the prequel series has a subtitle, draw like drawing a weapon and such. I call Kane as Mr. Backrooms. Okay. My bad. Yeah. I didn't know that movie was out. I thought it was still in the works, but that's cool. I never think about Deviant's posture until I have to draw him from the side, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this do be how he stands, huh? Do you draw by yourself or with family or friends? Mostly by myself. But sometimes I'll sit down and draw, mostly with family. It was fun. There's quite a few artistic people in my family, and last like family gathering for our birthday earlier this year, someone brought watercolor, like watercolor palette. That's the word. I was English today, huh? But yeah, someone brought their watercolor palette, and there was just like a group of like 5 or 6 of us that just just sat down around a table in pure, like, complete silence until someone put some music on, just painting. It was it was a really good time. Very cozy. I was making cookie fan art. And no one else at the table knows anything about Cookie Run. So imagine me just sitting there at that table drawing post chapter 15 Beastie's Shadow Milk and a relative's partner sitting next to me drawing a very cute cat holding an umbrella, being like, what chaos are you painting right now? It was a good time. I'm planning to watch the Digital Circus movie, but not in the mood for it lately. I was venting? I just think of Genshin Venti, but I don't picture him as having bad posture. Is that what you meant? I'm in a fandom where everyone draws their characters as realistic people, but like my skills aren't that great yet, so there's a lot of emotional damage I'm getting right now. Aw, I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with drawing, like, not realistically, if you don't want to. But if you do want to, you will get there. If you put in the time to practice it. We love chaos, the good kind. Yeah. Venti also shrimps? I guess a little bit. I'm just like picturing his model in game. I don't think it's this much. But yeah, a little bit. You're right. Bad posture. He does have like bad posture vibes, you know? When you draw by yourself, it helps you think and in peace. Yeah, I guess so. I think for me, it helps me to not, like, whenever I draw around other people, this has kind of become, it was one of the reasons I wanted to start streaming, and now it's become, like, separate issues, but I would get really, really nervous and embarrassed when other people watched me draw, whether they were doing their own thing or if they were just in the room with me, and as someone who was at the time going to like an art-related school where you're expected to do work while you're at the school during school time, it's kind of hard to get anything done. So honestly, streaming was kind of partially a practice to get over that. And that part's better now. I do still enjoy drawing by myself a lot. Because now, even though I don't get as embarrassed when people watch me draw, it's just easy, like, I feel like there's some kind of filter. I don't know how other people feel about this, like if they experience this as well, but for me, the way that I draw things changes when there's other people seeing what I'm drawing. Like, I'm more likely to experiment when I'm by myself, and a lot of the times the drawings that I make I'm more happy with when I've drawn them by myself, because I'm more willing to experiment and let myself like take the time that I need to figure out how to make it as good as it can be. Or sometimes if people are watching, I'll rush it a little bit. It's not like a conscious choice, it just kind of happens. It is very, very nice, though, like every once in a while at least, to draw together with other people. Even if it's just for cozy vibes and you don't really... It's just doodling for the sake of doodling, you know? It's still really cozy and a good time when it's with people you enjoy the company of. accept you to be in your reality. Yeah, pretty much. When I'm drawing by myself, I'm just like off in my own little world. That's kind of the reason we don't really draw, that I don't really draw much comfort corner art while on stream, even though technically the stream is part of the comfort corner. I'm basically healing lately. I let go on my channel and I feel peace. Oh, my indie web, my home now. Oh, that sounds so cozy. Makes sense. When I'm by myself, I can do anything. When I'm near strangers or acquaintances, I make generic stuff like Mr. Generic Anime Guy. Yeah, I'm kind of there with that too. Can't draw with friends. I talk more than I draw. I have the opposite problem. I will just, if I honestly, most of the people that when I draw with friends or family, we're all kind of people that just sit down and enjoy the silence. But if I'm with people who want to talk when they draw, I'm the opposite, where I will just sit there drawing and go while everyone else has the conversation. Every time I draw these pants, I forget how high they go. Do you draw everywhere you go? Not everywhere, but I do always carry a sketchbook just in case I do want to sit down and draw somewhere. I will say, anytime I'm in a waiting room for literally anything, I will be drawing. Yeah. Hello, Metallica Music. Welcome in. Welcome. At the legs of my OC, just need the arms. I'll be done eventually. Yeah, I'll get there. Hey. What are we drawing? We're drawing a reference sheet for one of my OCs for Artfight. We're near the end of this one, and I've prepared the next one. It's sitting up here in the files. Okay. We're doing the side profile right now. Hello, Kusanagi. Welcome in. I'm in a waiting room. If I have a book, I'd be reading, but if there's nothing, I'd just mess around regular show style. If I forget my sketchbook, I'll just... Oh, I have, when I've forgotten my sketchbook before, tried to draw in like the Samsung Notes app, because you can technically draw in there. But I don't have a stylus for my phone, so it's like, it's a challenge. I don't know how people do it. I've ended up with some scuffed Shadow the Hedgehog fan art and some half-finished, off-proportion cookie Shadow Milk and Pure Vanilla. Hello, Saki Donut. Welcome in. Devin is dubs? I'm not sure what that means. He's chill, he's a win. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like him. Hey, he brings the good vibes. The best, yeah. He's one of my favorites too. I saw other people in Artfight were doing this thing where they put like little stars or little hearts next to their favorite OCs that they want drawn. I put some next to Devian and Namu. I was like, yeah. I hope someone else likes them enough to want to draw them. I ended up putting a lot of detail into Devian especially's like description page, and I realized like I haven't even talked about some of that stuff even on the lore wiki. So I got some catching up to do on the OC wiki once all the Artfight prep is over. Which team y'all want to bet win? Just looking at how many members there are of Team Comedy, I think I can hazard a guess in that direction, but you know, you never know how it might turn out. Did your parents encourage you to advance your sketching before your channel? Yeah, as I mentioned, there's a lot of other creative people in my family, including my parents in like different ways. But they both draw as well. So like, yeah. both them and other people in my family did encourage me to keep drawing and stuff. There's a good mix in my extended family of people who really wanted to work as artists and people who some who made it and some who didn't, and some who saw all of the chaos and was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna figure out how to do something else. One of my parents is one of those people who really wanted to have an art career but didn't manage to get there. So yeah, I feel lucky in that way that I've had a lot of people to encourage me. Personally, I love all my OCs equally. Can't love to give them a star. That's fair. I kind of wish I felt that way, but there's just some of them that have more developed lore than others, and some of whom that lore is more like personally connected to my own in ways. And it's kind of hard not to, for me at least, to not get super attached to some of them. Besides, if I really love something, I'll just go, fine, I'll do it myself. Last year, fossils and crystals were so close to each other, I thought mine's a losing team, but nope. Oh. What team did win last year? I don't actually know. Crystal's one, I'm part of it. Ain't that silly? Oh, it's Crystal's game. Either way, never cared about the teams, only cared about making chaos. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be also in that party of mindsets to like... The whole thing, like the entire event just feels like a big celebration about like of people's art and creations. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing in itself. I'm not really a competitive person in any way, so I'm just along for the ride. That's a gift. Aww. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. But also, like, I think everyone who does art, regardless of the medium and regardless of where they're at in their journey, have put a lot of time and work into getting where they are. I don't personally think there's anyone who's good at art from the beginning, you know? There might be people who have an easier time making progress than others. But it's always a matter of how much effort and time and like dedication you put into your craft that matters. Cutscene. There's a skill and it can be learned with patience and passion. Agreed. Yay. What year did you know your heart's improving? I noticed my eyes have been improving since 2023. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. If we're still talking like our progress, I feel like my art style took a shift in a good direction since like about mid 2020. I'm not entirely sure what it would have been because of, but I did notice, like looking back at it, there's a distinct difference between most of the stuff that I do in 2019 and stuff that I do like halfway through 2020. My birthday art of Bakugo comes to mind as an example. I was thinking of putting on Newgrounds. Oh, is Newgrounds? This might be a silly question. Is Newgrounds still around? I've never really been on there, and I don't really know that much about it other than like Aaron from Game Grumps started out making animations there. Hello, Sheriff Pumpkin. Welcome in. Reawakened my drawing powers back in 2022 and chaos evolved to a much refined chaos. Newgrounds is alive and well. Wow. I'm impressed actually. That's been around for a long time then. I know Newgrounds puts a bunch of chaotic vibes. Not sure if it's the best place to hoard my lore and OCs there. I don't really know anything about what the setup of Newgrounds is like. Is it Because I thought it was a video game platform. I swear people used to talk about there being video games on there, and I never quite understood what kind of site it was. Was it like if you were to compare it to explain it with examples of other sites, like what's it most like? Is it more like YouTube? Is it for videos? Is it for video games? Is it like a social platform? Like I really don't know what kind of platform it is at all. Hello, Benjamin. Welcome in. Hear the soothing sound of rain indeed. Get some cozy, rainy vibes in here today. As we're finishing up some references of OCs. Right, jewelry is still act. Basically, that place is where artists thrive. Share flash games, animation, and of course art, music sometimes too. Visits an artist social. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Wow. How Yumiko, hope you're having a good day, staying healthy and hydrated. Oh, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. It's a good reminder, actually. Remember to hydrate and drink water, everyone, if you haven't in a while. Yeah, I'm having kind of a low day today, but we're here making the best of it and doing some good art. But I hope that you're doing well. Fun fact, Newgrounds is the home of Friday Night Funkin', which is why you see a lot of references on Newgrounds for it. Oh. That's a good point, actually. I never thought about the fact that, like the site that you play Friday Night Funkin' on, I've never played it myself, but when I've seen other people play it, they're on a site to play it, which makes sense. I just never really thought about it before. I might have to make space for these color palettes a little later. Right, these are all the same, so we don't need to do that. Oh yeah, Devian has a lot of outfits, because I like drawing them in cute outfits. I had a little bit of a hard time deciding which one I was gonna do the turnaround for. But then I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense to do the one of the ones that are similar to what I draw them in more often. Making the best of a low day is admirable, but to have the comfort corner to lift up those days. Yeah. If the vibes are not as rant heavy and a little quieter today, that'd be why. But yeah, we're here having a good time anyway. Newgrounds to me is like a cryptid. I'm barely learning more about it. As a kid, I've only heard about it for other things. I only heard about it from I think the first time I ever heard about it was in like other Flash game websites, and sometimes you'd come across games that had the Newgrounds like intro logo. And then after that it was from Game Grumps, but I didn't really know anything more about it until just now today. Has there ever been a character character that was hard to improve? Keep changing over and over again. It was a lifetime that you managed to figure out how they're gonna look like. Feel that? There are characters that have changed looks many times, but not very many of them. I think the only one that really fits that description for my characters is probably Meg. Because she's had quite a few different looks over the years, but it wasn't that I couldn't figure out what she was gonna look like, it was that I got too attached to every step along the way, and then realized with time, like, oh, this doesn't fit her at all. I have a bit of a tendency to get too attached to designs too early. Since almost every artist in there, every type of person you find to see them, edgy ones, fun ones, crazy ones, and of course the spicy ones, because Newgrounds accepts any artist as long as you're expressing your creativity in a moral way. I get to know someone who got banned in there actually, I might look into that. It's an interesting topic. Hopefully I'll actually get to making May's reference for Artfight, because I still haven't finished that. But I'm hoping I can finish hers as well so she can participate. Their color palettes look so messy. Like if we have a look at where's Kim? There she is. And my thing messed up again. Hold on. I will fix it. There we go. Like her color, I guess they're a lot smaller. Her color palettes just look way more neat. I think it's because they have too many outfits on here as well, so there's like no space for the color palette. It's fine. It's fine. I might actually have to space them out a little. We do have a little bit of space here on the sides. Wait for your color palettes look cleaner. Mine's literally scattered across. I think I put the head colors in between the OC's front and back view with the eye color on the far left side. And I guess I don't. From what I'm picturing from that description, that doesn't sound too bad. I have this kind of just strategy for how I like to lay them out. Like all of the tops go, all of the colors from the upper body go in one line, and all the colors from the lower body go in one line, and the shoe colors go in their own line. But when there's too many colors, it just ends up like a weird blob. I did try to remove, from the drawings that are a bit older, I tried to go into the files. If I had the files left, I'd go in there and try to find the shading layers to hide them, so that you'd be able to copy the colors from the, like, directly from the outfit as well, if you wanted to. I think for most of this it should work. Just some parts here and there that maybe that wouldn't work. Are these the same gray? Hold on. Yes, okay. That's fine then. Hello, Cyber Shadow. Welcome in. I'm kind of low today, but thank you for asking. We're making the best of it. Where'd you learn to draw and use different color tones in shadowing? As boring as an answer as it is, I think it is just observation and practice. I've been drawing pretty much all my life, and I didn't start going to any kind of school that focused on art stuff until it was like, you couldn't call it art school, but like a high school that had like maybe 1 or 2 extra art classes. But yeah, I've watched a lot of speed paints over the years to try and figure out how artists that I like do things their way, and then kind of picked up some tips and tricks from those, and from looking at other people's art and being like, how'd they do that part, that looks really cool, and like unpuzzling that and trying to do the things they do, and then being like, okay, I don't like this whole thing, but I like this part of this, so I you know, you borrow a part of a technique, and then you see how it fits with your art style, and you puzzle it around until you find a way that you like it. Trial and error. Sounds okay, but I literally label each and every single article of clothing or detail, so it's looking like a shotgun blast mark on a wall most of the time. Since you mentioned favorite characters that you want people to draw, I have Hannibal in my mind a lot. Yeah, the D&D OC girl boss that I have. Aww. Soundtrack is blessing my ears. Yeah, it's a new playlist for today. It was oh, it's not anymore actually, but it was raining this morning for a little bit, and so it just like kind of, when it stopped raining, I was like, oh, I kind of want some rain vibes today. So we got a new playlist, which is linked in the description if you want to see the whole list of songs. Finished the legacy. Hey, you got it. You can do it. You can make that reference. Actually, I slowly grew to appreciate my Pugosy more. Nice. The amount of effort I put in and the lack of Pugosies that I've researched. Pugs need more love, you may. And also put a star in my bag. Oh, go for it. Still haven't studied color theory, by the way. Me neither. It's for me, it's one of those things that I've put on the list of things to do eventually, and that eventually has just turned into a couple of years. I'll get there someday. Someday I will put in the time. Speaking of color, do you have a favorite color, Yuma? I have two favorite colors. Is coral pink, kind of like my hair, honestly, when it's not covered in space. Yeah. Coral pink and like lush moss green. Those are my two favorites. I guess that moss green can also be described as like, not exactly, but like almost snufkin green. It's very close. Wait, switch your hair color is so cute. I do find it, I haven't really used my toggles. I don't really use them midstream that often, but it is fun. I can just go like, Really nice colors, honestly. Yeah, and they go well together. Lucky for me. I have the strong urge to eat moss now. Oh, welcome to the team. I guess eating moss isn't quite the right vibe for me, but just like, I want to become moss. Just like, lay down on the forest floor and just like melt into a pile of moss. I guess a pile isn't the right word, right? Like a cluster of moss? What do you call it? Okay, I need to reorganize this folder. It's the wrong order for my mind. So I keep losing where I am in it. Hold on. Much better. Now I can actually read this list of layers. Actual moss feels so interesting to the touch. Yeah, me. Oh, I just remembered. Give me a moment. I have a box of moss in my room, and I forgot to put it in my window for multiple days in a row. I'm so upset. I hope it's not dead. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Moss break. Yeah. It looks okay. I'm just like, please moss, be okay. Thank you for reminding me, by the way. Oh, this is such a silly, stupid thing that I did. I was at a secondhand store a while ago, and I found like a bag full of doll shoes, and I was like, oh, I'll just like wash these and put them to dry somewhere. And I laid them out on the box of moss in the window to dry. And then my cat was like, oh, that seems like a fun thing to play with. And so I moved the whole box of moss from the window with the doll shoes on it and put it on a random shelf. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's my doll shoes, and forgot that there was moss in there. Dang it, doll shoes. Oh, the problem of having too many hyperfixations. I gotta say, the colors I struggle with is cyan or pink, but I'm gonna see that fits well with those. I struggle with like neon colors. I feel like I can work with like nearly any color if it's muted or pastel. But anything super bright, I'm like, how'd you do anything with that? When I think about it, raised right moss just looks grumpy. Edible moss all around the world. Actually eat moss. Oh, I kind of wish. I do like salads, but no, my moss is not for eating. My moss is for caring, for oxygen, for good vibes. I wish that I could grow moss all over the walls in my room. Genuinely. And like all over. I want to cover my room in moss. I wish that I could. I don't know how to. But if there ever was a way, hoping and praying that Yuma's moss is healthy and thriving. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I hope it is too. Moss is fine now. Come on, share some with us. We want to eat moss too. Sounds like the moss talk was serendipitous. Hope the dolls like foresty fashion. Yeah. Is it actually you don't you know how rare it is to run into a whole bag of Monster High dolls in a secondhand store? Like finding Monster High dolls as a like to begin with is a rarity. Finding anything other than Barbie dolls. Finding a bag of mixed doll shoes where half of which are Monster High shoes, it's so rare. I had to get them and wash them, and I haven't tried to put them on my dolls yet, but I gotta see if they'll fit, and if they do, I'm gonna repaint them to match with the outfits that I made for them. Sorry, Nyan, or I straight up forgot that the word for bright colors was not neon. It's neon. I meant neon. I forgot that was the word. Moss room like a greenhouse. Yeah, exactly. I want to live in that. Theoretically, come up with an idea. Hot glue a 2x2 up a wall, spread some moss in there. I grow it and hope it doesn't fall on you. Yeah, it might fall. That's a good point. Keep hearing Monster High and Moss on the brain. That would be wonderful. I guess Venus is the closest we have in the Monster High universe to moss related. What if there was a moss monster? Like, oh my gosh, what's the name? The Swedish author that writes about trolls that are like made of rock and have moss on them. The illustrations from their books are so pretty. I can't think of the name right now. Don't know if having moss on the walls might give you insight. Oh, that's a good point. I would not want that. That is not the book that I was looking for. I can't for the life of me remember what their name is right now. Isn't that story Trolls from the Frozen movie was based on? Yeah, pretty much. It's not exactly the ones in that original story are like gigantic ones, I think. Maybe there were small ones too. I haven't read the entire book ever. I've only read part of it when I was young. Yeah, most of the trolls are like in that are based on like old Norse mythology, where the hills and mountains are trolls, and like gigantic boulders that like scientifically speaking would have been moved by the ice age, but those like giant boulders that have moss on them, those are trolls in that lore. Yeah. I love those rocks, by the way. Every time I come across them, I want to climb them so bad. Hello, Voidwalker. Welcome in. It'd be cool to have moss hanging from the walls. Just have to know what happens in the maintenance. Yeah. I would love that. I don't know if it's sustainable to do that in, like... With the way that houses are built. Like, I don't know if the moss would be able to survive. Norse myth is so cool, I'd say. Yeah, agreed. So cool. Right, color palette. Got a bit caught up there. My bad. moss rocks look comfortable, I don't blame you. Yeah, they're so nice. A while ago, me and my mom went out on like a forest walk. This was, yeah, it would have been, like late 2025. Probably like October, November, somewhere around there. But it was so cozy. We went out to a forest, nature reserve, and found like a pile of those rocks. And I was sitting up like on a little hill, and we climbed up there, even though it had like rained the day before. So it was very slippery, but we climbed up there and we sat down and like took pictures and just enjoyed quiet nature time. And she went on a walk and I sat there drawing for a while. It was such a good time. Genuinely one of my like favorite like good mind space things to do. Just go out to a nature reserve and find a good walk and sit there for an hour or so. It might sound boring, but genuinely you feel so much lighter when you leave afterwards. Eating up this moss and Norse myth rant, like I'm sitting at a campfire hearing tales of old. Oh. Yeah, I don't know much about like the Norse gods, kind of that sort of space, but I feel like I live my life through the lens of Norse, like Norse myth. And good morning, it's 6:21 EST for me right now. That's real early. Good morning. Sounds like a wonderful time break. Glad you had that. Yeah, thank you. It's kind of hard to get to those spaces, but so it doesn't happen that often, but whenever, like every time, it's so good. It's worth the trip every time. I think we're just about finished here, actually. Yay! That means references are all done, woo! What's the name of that creature on your shoulders? Does it have special powers you designed? She does. Her name's Lumi. She's kind of stream mascot in a way. She guards the comfort corner. The type of creature that she is, she does like they don't have quite I don't have a good name for them just yet. But they are basically space cats. Space like multi-dimensional portal hopping cats. Yay. I know what you mean. My friends and I took a trip on this hike trail with a beautiful waterfall at the end that we soaked in. Nature is healing. It really is. Usually I like to sit outside when it's cloudy and take in the clouds really mesmerizing. Both of those like situations isn't really the right word, but just like spaces you've described to me, just like the good clouds and waterfalls and hikes. Yay. Cloudy days, the weather's just right in my opinion. The sky's so nice to look at. I feel like cloudy weather is underrated. There's so many people who are like, oh, but it's only good if it's sunny and no clouds. And I'm just over here like, sensory overload. It's too bright. When it's like sunny and there's some clouds and sometimes the sun gets blocked out for a little bit and then it comes back, that's the best. Don't want to distract you too long from your lovely art, but if you search up Moss Grove, you'll see the first level of Hollow Knight, so that song is one of my favorites. I did not get that. How? Google. Why do I get, like, pictures? Oh, there's a place called Moss Grove Apartments. I was getting, like, renovated apartment pictures, and I was like, that's not right, Google. The little details you put on the shirt. It's all like, yeah, like hand embroidery. Also, their pronouns are he, they. They write down there. Maybe I should like put some, I don't know, background colors or something on this, because I do get the text might be a slight bit like melting into the background with the rest of the colors. But yeah. They do embroidery sometimes. Thinking about participating in Artfight for the first time, but considering how I'm quite early into my art journey, I don't think it's a good idea. I do it. I don't think there's like there's no requirement for like where in your art journey you need to be to participate. There's honestly, from what I've seen, like looking through people's characters and profiles and stuff, there are people on every single like part of the timeline of the art journey. If you have characters that you like and you want to participate, go for it. And if you don't feel ready and want to wait till next year, that is also okay. And if you get to next year and it's just like, no, I want to wait another year, you can do that too. There is no wrong way. There is no, oh, you need to be at this level or you need to join at this point. There's no too early and no too late. Whenever you feel ready and think you're gonna have a good time with it, that's the right time. Becca ate beans and bread and me happy. Aww. I hope it was some good beans and bread. Let me add, even if you feel you're not ready, taking on challenges like these help you learn from mistakes and improve. Yeah, it's a very good point. If you feel like you want to participate but aren't totally sure about it, like doing art for of other people's OCs as well, like just it's gonna add to your I'm looking for a very specific word and I can't find it. It's just like your pool of experience, I guess. And drawing character designs by other people might also be like they're gonna design things differently from you. There's gonna be designs out there that feature things maybe you've never drawn before, and that will also be good experience. You're willing to take it on. you've learned about me. Well said. Thank you, Ray, for introducing me to Artfight. So in depth. I would not be here participating if it wasn't for you. I agreed. Attending with my current skill level and just learned to drop off her shoes. Aww. It's always a good experience. And there's no wrong point to join. Hunt's and beans are pretty good. Bread was alright. Niche. Yeah, I don't really know any of that, you know. Adds to your skill tree. That's a very good analogy. Yes. I feel like I'm well versed with Neon, by the way, mainly because Ray is usually Neon coded. I'm so glad to hear that, and I appreciate it. Oh, well, thank you for explaining and introducing me to all of what Artfight is. I'd heard about it before, but it's one of those. These are the kind of things that I get really intimidated by. Where if I don't have, like, a dialogue with someone explaining what it is, where I can ask questions and it's not just like a tutorial YouTube video, it becomes a very different thing for me. So thank you for taking all the time you have to explain to me. I appreciate it. There's one thing you just do for me during our fight. Just be happy and enjoy the game. I will do my best. Skill unlock, drawing hands and fingers. That's a difficult one. That's a high level point in the skill tree. Honestly loving your art style, by the way. Should be drawn like you. Oh, I'm glad you like it. It's taken me a long time to get here as well. But any time that you put into drawing is going to reward you with another point of experience on the skill tree, if we can call it that. And so anytime you sit down and draw something, you will get a little bit better. And you will gain a little bit more experience and a little bit more perspective into both what you can do and where you want to get. And where you have been. And honestly, one of the best, like, validations, I feel, to seeing your progress, keep all of your drawings. Keep all the things you make. Even if you don't want to look at them and you don't like them now, whether it's something you're really proud of or you want to throw it in the trash, keep it all. The things you don't want to see, put them in a box that you don't have to see every day. And in a couple months, in a year, whenever you feel ready, open that box and look at where you started. Look at the path you've taken. And you will see the difference in how far you've come. Speaking of Ray, it's confusing, but Ray is my persona now. The pirate clown is not Ray. Different spellings, huh? Hey. I'm thinking of drawing a new PFP for my persona, but then I have to think of the designs, though. Personally, hands are at the mid-level overall. For shortening and perspective, that sounds like... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's also high up for me. cheat code, drawing characters with hands in their pockets or behind the things. Yeah, exactly. That's the... I'll get to that later. Skill in use. Actually thinking about whether we should do Ivan or Mygos next, but I figure we'll do Ivan first, since it'd be kind of fun to have at least some of the like connected characters, so I can actually have some connections listed on the Artfight page. Because right now, like Kim and Nemu don't really have any connection. They don't really know each other well. Devian and Nemu are best friends, but there's a connection at least. But I really want Ivan, May, and Devian to be in there together for the potential of ship art. I get familiar with hand shapes. The nail shape fingers, yay. Yeah, that's a good point. Rick with wise. Color theory to my eyes about music theory is to my ears. It's beautiful and barely makes sense. Yep. It checks out. Most of my Artfight pieces either were shortened or set on a cool perspective, and it definitely needs improvement, but I'm getting the hang of how those work. That's a challenge. I haven't really decided on a theme for what I'm gonna do for this year. I don't know if I will set one, but I thought about it. I think maybe poses is like among the things that I would want to focus on. But maybe I shouldn't put too much pressure on myself for the first year. Maybe I'll start doing cool stuff next year if I participate then. By the way, I updated the reference posts on the Tumblr wiki to include the descriptions that I put into the Artfight like character page. So the posts that have already been posted now have those descriptions in them as well. And I will be doing the same for all the other references, however many I managed to finish. Good in tragedy if I know the lore enough. I drew a piece of a ghost hugging their friend to comfort them in difficult nights, and that's what I call a critical hit. Yeah. Yeah, that checks out. Still do cool stuff, just cause your art power so you don't get tired easy. wonder how difficult it is to draw a reference sheet via traditional art. Probably not that much different. Like, you only have to put as much into your reference sheet as you feel like. There's no requirement for that either. There's a few of the characters in my bookmarks that are literally just a single sketch. It's not that cleaned up. It's like, it's not from the front, it doesn't have turn right. Literally just a single image of a character that looks cool. Yeah. There's no requirement for any of that, pretty much. So if you wanna do your reference sheet traditionally, go for it. Did I go for wavy hair or straight hair for this outfit? I'm gonna put it in the like character info page about his hair, but I don't feel like doing the wavy hair for this for fun. I divide my attacks personally, call the hard ones boss fights, and if it's the phase where it requires me to learn a certain skill, it's a super boss fight. Many bosses are like a transition phase to the bosses, like a warm-up, and the rest are ones that feel easy to draw. That's a fun way to think about it, I like that. For example, my list begins with Kirby, and if I finish the first set, the mini-boss is Frisk. The boss is Mr. Crawling. So I just really like the idea of Mr. Crawling being a boss of any type. You walk in there and he's just like, you lost. I cannot do his laugh well. I wish I could do his laugh, that'd be funny. With that mindset, it really reimagines the whole game into an actual action RPG where your HP is your art stamina. I like that. I like that strategy a lot. That seems fun. The reason why I picked Mr. Crawling as the boss is because he's mostly easy on the colors, but doing a full body is gonna be moderately hard. Yeah. Good thing this is still just a sketch. Because these proportions need help. Still. Love having this mindset for Artfights. It's a game, would be a shame not to think of it with game elements. Yay. Technicality, my final boss for the example would be Hu Tao and Klee. I mean, before I left Genshin, I loved playing as them. Aww. I got Genshin news yesterday, actually. I haven't watched the full live stream yet. But the fact we're getting more playable Fatui Harbingers still feels insane to me. Is that hair too long? Yeah, just a little bit. New batch is coming, I heard. Yeah, I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but I was expecting the live stream to be today. It's always on a Friday in my time zone. And for some reason, they moved it to yesterday. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch it today after stream. And then when I went to bed yesterday and was looking through my YouTube notifications, it was like, oh, it already happened 8 hours ago. I was like, what? But yeah. New Harbinger's fun, yeah. I hope that I can actually pull Sandrone, so that she and Columbina can continue to have their tea parties. I'm still not caught up on Nodcry's story either, and Snezhnaya is coming out in like a month or two. How's your life doing today, Yumiko? It's going. It's here. Goes to show that Harbingers like Archons are humans with superpowers. Yeah. Exactly. I actually am really happy about that. We've gotten like enough lore on so many of the like big important background figures that have been like what people have been theorizing about for years. We've gotten enough info about them now that they feel like characters and not just big scary enigmas, you know? like if anyone remembers when the trailer at the end of Inazuma came out, where a lot of the Harbingers were the first time we saw them. We got to see what they looked like. And Columbina is like just like flopped on top of Rosalind's like coffin singing. She looks so creepy there. I was kind of worried she was gonna be scary. And I was gonna have to be like, I don't know, emotionally prepared for I probably still am gonna have to be, as I haven't played Nodcry, but like I have her as a playable character and she's lovely. She's great. I love her a lot. And I feel like we've had that Arlecchino too, same thing there. Like a lot of the Harbingers and all of the Archons except for the Tsaritsa have been so like we know their stories now. Capitano? We're not gonna get into Capitano because that's too much for today, but like his lore, amazing. I wish he was playable. They've put in a lot of work to humanize the characters. Even the big scary ones, regardless of which moral side of the coin they're on, which I like that a lot. They feel like people now. I was also I was really late to this. I was exploring the Summer Spray Resort area because whenever it was coming out, I wasn't able to play the event to completion. And I felt kind of bad about that, so I didn't return until not too long ago. And I went through and explored everything and finished the story and I'm so glad that was permanent. my gosh, I would have been very upset if that event specifically was limited time for the story. But I ran into this like mini quest where there's someone running like a llama attraction or alpaca attraction, I'm not sure which one, but and he got scared off by Patui because they arrived and didn't really say anything, and he got really spooked. And so we arrived and chased him away, and we were just like, and if you come back the next day, he'll be there selling little toys. And the Fatui come back, she's like, and we're just like, oh, here we go again. And they hand you a note, and it says like, hey, we're Capitano's soldiers, and we can't speak because of injuries, but we want to purchase alpaca toys. And we left the pay here yesterday, but you got too scared and ran away. And so you get to paint the little toys for them, and they leave happily. And I just thought it was adorable. They're just like... The Fatui and Natlan have a different vibe. I'm sorry for going on this rant. I have not been drawing. But... Oh, that interaction just, like, hit me right in the feels, you know? Friend has a mega lesbian love towards Columbina, and I grew to love Columbina. Yeah, she's amazing. I can't wait to see her actual part of the Archon quest. Fatui, they may be the enemy team, but that doesn't mean they're really evil. Yeah. Except the Abyss. The Abyss gets to deal with Phoenix Slash. Only the Abyss itself. Not the entirety of the Abyss, well, Abyss Order business is kind of tricky, but the Abyss itself, and probably most of the Abyss Order, but not the Hilly Churls. And I have this weird suspicion that when we actually figure out what's going on with everything, we're gonna end up being on the Abyss's side. Because lore, and I don't have any, like, clear evidence to back it up, other than the fact that the twins are so similar. So the fact that the Abyss twin ended up on the side of the Abyss after finishing their journey, and they're expecting us to do the same because they think the same. The chance that we do, probably pretty big. I don't know how they're gonna resolve that, though, with everything that's happened. Hilly Trails are fine. I may just though have beef with them, especially if I don't have their corresponding element. That's fair. That is fair. I can't wait until we get to a point, though, where we get a legit explanation for everything from the Abyss Order. Enjo. Can we talk about Enjo? I want playable Enjo. I don't know if this is a weird opinion to have, but I want Enjo to be playable. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. Just, I wish, yeah, he should be playable. Nothing can change my mind. I wish I knew who his voice actor was. I could probably find that out. I haven't looked at it, but whoever voices Enjo, doing a very good job. Also, we haven't seen him since Natlan. I hope he comes back. It's gonna be shenanigans if he comes back, but I hope he comes back. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Okay. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of Genshin OCs who would be wonderful as playable characters. Enjo, Jet, Junior's not, maybe not for her own health's sake, but it would be cool. Who else? Oh, what's her name? Kitsune Saibu from the Inazuma Kitsune quest. I forget the name of the specific one we meet. But like the follower of Kitsune Saibu that we spend a lot of time with in the Inazuma quest, she'd be. I'd love to have her as a playable character. Sketching the arms and mentally preparing for it. I think I'm about to be done, just left some arms in animation. Officially say that I finished my set of D&D OCs. Nice. An optional thing I want to prep to be for Lords of Furry OCs that serves as Quartermaster of Furry. That'd be cool. I was thinking about this actually. The because on the profile card you can like put a little indication for like what kind of OCs you have. And I was thinking about this. The Lord of Winter and the I guess she's not up on the wiki, but the Lord of Winter and the Mother of Spring, they'd probably count as anthropomorphic, right? And not furry. Just for future reference. I am like entirely improvising this outfit, so apologies if it takes me a little bit. Their names are interesting. They're Bork, Wanawan, Siren, and Paris. They're anthropomorphic. Yeah, okay. I thought so, but like... yeah. I mean, they still have like more human-leaning faces, so yeah, probably. I'd say this playlist is nice. I'm glad you gave it an upgrade. I wish I could say I put these playlists together myself. They're put together by. Let me double check that I remember the name right. Fancy Fox Gaming. and edited together into YouTube playlists. I do have like my own playlists for stuff like this as well, but I never like check what would be safe for YouTube. I just kind of put on there whatever I feel like listening to, so it's not often I have my own playlist on for stream. But I'm glad you like it. I like this one a lot too. I'm putting it in my my bookmark folder of stream music to keep on hand. I'm kind of tempted to give him like crop pants, but I don't think that's his vibe. I just like those kind of pants. Is this a Zelda? No, it's not. Never mind. It was reminding me of, in Zelda Skyward Sword, like some of the music from the Linear region. I know it's a bit early, but I think I will call the stream here for today. My energy has ran out. But thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll keep working on this in my own time. And is it will next week still be? Yeah, next week is still before the start. We'll see if we do our Artfight stuff next week as well. We'll see if I got stuff left to do still. It's understandable. I'm sure as well. Very nice hanging with you again. Yeah, thank you as well. I hope that you'll have a really good rest of your day or night, and if anyone's heading to sleep, I hope you have a wonderful sleep. And I will see you next time. Bye bye!